Older editors, what are some early warning signs of trouble that younger folks may not know about? Serious. If someone wants to break up with you, let them. Edit. Wow. I usually use my phone for edit and don't see when I have replies. First, thank you for the gold kind person. I'll have to see what it actually means. Also, let it be known, this wasn't something I've always lived by, but rather eventually became. I was the person that would want to hold on to the relationship, not because it was good for me or the other person, but because I was so afraid of being alone. I was the person who would bend and beg, I can change, we can work it out, ad nauseum. I was and still am, in some ways, codependent. For a long time, I had zero self-esteem, and about the same level of confidence in myself, my abilities, and my worth. I was constantly measuring my worth by what I thought others saw in me. Then one day, everything changed. It wasn't a slow process or something that crept up, but an epiphany. Why am I trying to hold on to someone who doesn't want me? I'm looking for a lifeboat, but I kept grabbing anchors. I told her, I'm done, goodbye. She laughed, told me I would come crawling back, and to be fair, that is what I would have normally done. But a switch flipped, and somehow, I went from needing someone to validate me to needing to be me. That was when I was in my 30s. I wish I would have learned to like myself sooner, but better late than never. The funny thing about that change in thought, it changed every aspect of my life. I'm so much happier in my 40s than I was in my 20s. I actually have someone in my life who adores me, and I adore her. She's good for me. So for anyone who may be in the same boat I was in, even though you might not be able to see the shore, it's there, it's within your reach. Eventually, you're going to find out, you're a lot more important than you think you are. The change may be slow, or it may be sudden, but be ready, because it's going to knock your socks off once you realize you deserve someone who wants you. Never, ever, in a fight with your significant other, ever use something they've told you in confidence, or their biggest vulnerability against them in a fight. Ever. It is a nuke. It cannot be undone. It will erode the trust in your relationship by the first breath after being said, even if it doesn't kill the relationship instantly. Edit. How is this a warning sign? Many have asked, if someone does this to you, they are not trustworthy and need to be put into the not trustworthy people island of your life. Don't burn the bridge, but keep those mother duckers at bay, and keep matches closed just in case the bridge has to be torched. If your partner often accuses you of cheating, when you know you most certainly are not cheating, it just might be possible that your partner is cheating. If you try to ask your partner if they are cheating, and they become instantly angry and make you feel bad for asking the question, it just might be possible that your partner is cheating on you. But the most important thing is not to waste your life trying to stay with the wrong person for you. It's okay to break up, if you've identified that you're not a good fit. Moving on hurts, but you owe it to your future self and your true soulmate, who's out there somewhere, so keep looking. Hope that helps. Interruptions are a part of conversation, but if more of your sentences end with interruptions than periods, there might be a serious problem. Also, in the other direction, try not to interrupt. Listen. Boredom at your job is a big red flag that you shouldn't ignore. Don't buy into the common saying that everyone hates their job, or your job isn't supposed to be fun. That's hogwash. Your job won't be fun all the time. This is true. You will have times where you will do grunt work and tedious things that you wish someone else would do, and possibly can if you get high enough in a company. My warning to you is, if you feel bored and unhappy all the time, if there is nothing in the job that is fulfilling, you might find that negativity spilling over into your work, and that is something you don't want to have. Your work matters, customers depend on it even if you don't quite see it. So if it's not working out, come up with a plan to make things better, while at the same time not burning any bridges at your current job. My parents don't understand this. When I was in the army, I was paid pretty damn well for a 21-year-old college dropout, $24,000 plus a year, plus a yearly bonus of about $6,000. I worked with satellite uplinks and did a lot of tech support for the Navy. Ducking train your goddamn comms operator, you ducking idiots. I hated that job. Hated it so much. When I got out, my parents were absolutely shocked I didn't go into a contractor position, or working at a cable company or something. But duck it. I hated that job. I hate the environment. I hate tech support. And I hate working at some giant corporation where I'm just one duck up away from being unemployed again. So yeah, I only make about half as much as I did back then, but I absolutely love my job. I'm an on-call courier, and all I do is get a call, pick something up, drop it off, and collect cash. I get paid every day. I have learned my city's roads like the back of my hand. I get to listen to podcasts and audiobooks all day. When I'm not on a call I just write or play video games. I got a second, unpaid, job writing video game reviews, which I have plenty of time for now. I'm actually happy with my life for the first time that I can remember, and my parents are still trying to convince me to work at Time Warner like my dad. Do a job because you love it, you believe in it, and you want it to succeed. Don't do it just for money, or that's all you'll have in place of your soul. This one was difficult for me to learn, and painful to have to undo the damage. Bills. If you receive a bill, open it right away, look at it, have an idea of what you owe, and then pay it at a set time every month, or right away. Never let bills go unopened. I know I'm not the only one who ever did this, but I knew I was broke right now, so I let the bills pile up without looking at them. That earned me some late fees and put me in collections a couple times. Meanwhile I was going to see movies or buying drinks, etc. It literally took 7 years to finally get the collections off my credit report. Every other guy I've dated is a jerk, but you're nice. Yes, the male version of this is, all my ex-girlfriends were crazy. These are massive red flags, as the person says these things as a warning. They are telling you if you put a foot wrong, then they will consider you a jerk/crazy, so don't mess up. Best to run like hell. Getting into the negativity habit. It's always someone else's fault. Blaming others for any little thing that goes wrong. Eventually you start to look for opportunities to be offended and proven right. To the point where someone does something nice for you and you ruin it by trying to figure out their angle. Yes, some people will screw you over, and some are rude and will take advantage of you. But most people are just neutral trying to live their life, and a lot of people are terrific. Now if someone is rude, I just think, they must be having a bad day and let it go. Truth story. I had an old lady give me the finger at Costco. I was waiting for someone to back out of a stall. Backup lights were on, but I was blocking the old lady's chance to park in the handicapped stall on the other side of the row. She had to wait about 30 extra seconds, but was honking, so I moved forward and she pulled into her spot and gave me the finger. I parked and got out, and she was getting out. I said, sorry, was waiting for person backing out. She yelled that I was blocking her. I said, sorry, you are having such a bad day. She couldn't avoid me enough in the store. It's not really a warning sign, but make sure you maintain hobbies and friends outside of a relationship. The warning sign would be if your significant other is trying to isolate you from these things. If your manager asks you to account for how you spend all your time, or list all the tasks you do in your job, they are probably looking to restructure your department, and there will likely be layoffs. Get your resume together and start looking immediately. If you go on an interview, and something just does not feel right, listen to your gut. Don't chalk it up to your own nerves. You are picking up on something that is probably a problem with the job/company, but can't fully articulate what it is. This happened to me several years ago. New manager came to the office to assess the department. She met with me, and instantly I got a, "I do not like you" vibe. I told my boss I felt I was interviewing for my own job, and probably didn't get the position. She laughed, then apologized profusely and tearfully when I got axed a month later. In terms of a relationship, criticism. Too many people don't know the difference between airing your grievances in a healthy way and being critical in a negative sense. For example, I would appreciate it if we could trade off nights on who does the cooking, or I think that shirt might be better for another occasion, are fair criticisms. Saying, you never cook, I'm not your mother, or you don't even try to dress up, you look sloppy, is not productive and creates resentment. Good criticism always presents a solution or an opportunity to compromise. Bad criticism belittles the other person and shuts them down. No one likes thinking the person they love thinks very little of them. It hurts and destroys people's self-esteem, and that's hard to get back once it's gone. That moment when you decide to make just the minimum payment on your credit card. I didn't think it was a big deal at first, but it didn't take long for that nearly 30% interest to add up and the debt to become crushing. Edit, this was a long time ago, and I worked my way out of it. The interest didn't start that high, but grew over time as I struggled to make payments. The other thing was that the credit card company kept increasing my limit even as my debt grew. And it was always presented like that was good news. Here's another big red flag. When your credit card has 30% interest, you should never get a credit card with an interest rate that high. Edit, the number of people who are replying to me that think the interest rate on a credit card should be irrelevant is absolutely hilarious. The amount of real-world financial illiteracy is staggering. But Nate, wow, the interest rate of a credit card is irrelevant because you should be paying the balance off every month. Herp. No shit, guys. This is the most obvious statement you could make about a credit card. And when you're a 20-year-old college sophomore who only puts the occasional pizza and six-pack on your credit card, paying off the balance every month is pretty trivial. But for real adults in the real world, there are situations you simply can't plan for that could affect your ability to pay the card off every single month. One of the main reasons why people have lines of credit in the first place, to get access to emergency funds that they don't have just lying around, and can't immediately pay off at the end of the month. Credit cards aren't just for buying shit from Best Buy. Young girls, if he is an asshole to everyone except you, you are not a special butterfly that can bring out the good in him. It just hasn't been your turn yet. Wait. Editing to add a couple points. Yes, this applies to young men as well. If she's a bitch to everyone except you, it's going to be your turn eventually. And applies to non-hetero relationships too. So everyone can stop calling me names for speaking from my own personal experience. Also, by wait, I meant more just you wait and see. Not like wait around till it happens. Obviously if you're dating an asshole of any gender, get the duck out and try to do better next time.